Welcome to another episode of the Tina Parker Show. Today we're talking about reprogramming, rebuilding, restoring your money mind. It's kind of like your money mind. It's your identity around money. Become the bank. Today's day 27 of this challenge. If you haven't been following, we're doing a 20 or 100 heel elevated squats. It is just to get you started in new habits, replacing old habits with a new habit. And sometimes uprooting your life and changing everything all at once can be completely overwhelming and people just won't do it. But I believe even the most successful people out there in the world, they started with one habit, one change, and over time things compounded, and pretty soon they reprogrammed their life, changed their habits, and created a whole new identity, and which ended up creating massive success for them. So today is rebuild your wealth identity. You are the bank, not the borrower. All right. Hey, girl. Welcome back to the show. Today is a big one because your bank account isn't the problem. Your identity is. Most women don't live in financial debt. They live in emotional debt, identity debt, self-worth debt, and survival mode debt. Put it in the comments if you feel like you're in survival mode. Sometimes you don't even realize you're in survival mode. It's kind of crazy. But there are signs that you are, even though you may not believe that you are. Borrower identity shows up in your habits, your discipline, your spending, your boundaries, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. Borrower thinking says, I hope someone saves me. Bank identity says, I know how to save myself. And today, we're shifting the entire identity from the inside out. Let's rebuild your wealth identity so you can rebuild the life God, Yahweh, intended you to live. You ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the Tina Parker Show, where we burn the bullshit, speak the truth, and build brands that break chains. I'm Tina Parker, spiritual badass, truth teller, and the woman who turns pain into purpose. If you're ready to lead with fire, heal out loud, and drop the damn mic, you're home.
And we're back. The borrower mentality. Why women get stuck thinking small, surviving small, and earning small. Borrower mentality. Okay, this is the person that borrows. Like, it's not just borrowing money, okay? This is your entire identity. This is a mindset too, okay? So borrower mentality is not about income. It's about internal programming. See, we have to unlearn a lot of the things that our parents taught us, their parents taught them, and it's been this programming. The church, sometimes your church, sometimes the leaders in the church, sometimes it's the government, educate the schools. I mean, there's so many different spaces that we've been programmed, and it's not a person's, well, it stems from a big group of people, but the person here generally that programmed us, they didn't know any better either. Okay. I don't believe that. I think that people have good intentions, except for there's a few out there that are a little shady. All right. So it's not about your income. Remember that. It's about internal programming. It's your reactive mind to things, okay? The part of us that operates from pain, fear, trauma, instincts, and survival responses. When a woman goes through betrayal, divorce, financial instability, job loss, church trauma, single motherhood, emotional abuse, abandonment, their brain forms survival identities. These identities turn into patterns. Okay, borrower mentality looks like scarcity, like there's never enough food. I'm not going to be able, there's not enough money. There's not enough, they're just scared about everything. Okay, they have fear. They're waiting for permission to do things. They have emotional spending issues, over explaining. Okay, that still caught myself falling into some of these. Okay, you're not alone. Apologizing for existing, underestimating your value. You're underestimating your value. I want to tell you that you have huge value in this world, okay? You might say things like, I don't deserve that yet. Underpricing yourself for a job. Oh, I did that. I was just so grateful for an opportunity. And really, I was really grateful. And you know what? I paid, I made less money, but I was so fulfilled in my job. I just loved helping people in the banking industry. And I loved meeting people and hearing about their stories. And I just loved building relationships. And it was just, I really enjoyed it. But I was, over time, I realized like I have huge value. I should be paid more money for what I provide. Okay. And so you kind of can get to that point. Tell me in the comments if that's where you are. All right. Guilt investing in yourself. You feel bad. That person feels bad because they're spending time to go to the gym. They feel bad because they someone asks them to do something and they have a hard time saying no, when really they want to pour into themselves, so they're saying yes to things that takes away from what they really want. And so that's that guilt investing in yourself. Panic when unexpected bills hit, believing wealth is for other people. It's not for me. Our family was never wealthy. We don't come from wealth. We couldn't ever get wealth. We're not smart enough, bright enough. I mean, all the things, okay? That's a lie. Or what about the people that say, I'm overweight because it's in my genetics? Okay, that's a lie. All right, staying small to keep others comfortable. Borrower energy says, I can't afford it. I'm not ready. I don't know enough. I'll wait until someone helps me. I shouldn't want too much. I don't want to be seen as greedy. Here's the truth. Borrowers live in emotional debt, and not just financial debt, okay? They avoid checking their bank account. They shop to soothe pain. A lot of women do that, right? They stay in jobs beneath their capacity. They shrink around people who don't celebrate them. The reactive mind keeps them looping. Fear, avoidance, stress, overspending, guilt, and then it's on repeat, those things. But everything begins to shift when you choose to become the bank. Okay, we're going to talk more about that. The bank identity, what does that look like? All right. It means discipline, self-respect, and wealth. A woman with a bank identity understands wealth isn't something I chase, it's something I become. A bank identity is the analytical mind. That's the logical mind, okay? The calm, strategic, disciplined version that God, Yahweh, the Creator, designed. A woman with a bank identity, she makes decisions from vision, not fear. She sets standards, saves before she spends, invests before she indulges, multiplies her money, thinks long term, has emergency and opportunity funds, builds skills that increase income, lives with financial boundaries, doesn't chase men or money, works out because discipline equals wealth. It also equals freedom. Keeps her home in order because environment equals prosperity. She speaks with clarity and not chaos. She buys assets, not additions. She elevates her environment, not excuses. She does not outsource her financial destiny. And here, this is really important. You don't attract wealth. You become a woman wealth is attracted to. All right. Let's talk about why trauma and betrayal destroy wealth identity. This is important because a lot of people, women that have been abused, betrayed, or they're just surviving, they are repelling wealth. They don't even realize it. When a woman goes through deep emotional pain, her identity shifts into survival mode. Survival mode destroys wealth identity because it destroys your self-worth, your discipline, your boundaries, standards, confidence, risk tolerance, and belief in the future. Trauma teaches your brain, stay small, stay hidden, stay safe. But here's the truth. Your wealth identity was never broken. It was buried under survival. It's not your fault. You don't even realize it. Okay? Being in survival, you've buried this identity that attracts the right men, the money, everything that you desire or dream about. It is being repelled because of survival mode, because of betrayal, because of these things, okay? Because we've been programmed, all right? So we're breaking that. Women don't lose their power, they lose access to it. Your restoration season is you reclaiming that access. So let's talk about how you rebuild your wealth identity, okay? Tangible actions that shift identity are habits, and then it goes to wealth, okay? Today's habit upgrades inside Women of Action Academy. And if you don't know, I have a free online community of it's a sisterhood. It's about helping each other rise, rebuild, restore your life to your true identity, all right? It's free and it's online. It's in the show notes. So come join me over there. Today's habit upgrades inside the Women of Action Academy are perfect, and I want to expand on them because I do a post inside there every morning. Here are identity upgrades that you can start today. Replace emotional spending with investing in yourself. Emotional spending gives relief. Investing in yourself gives results. You want relief or you want results? Got to think about these things. Replace careless language with intentional communication. Okay, there's been times you've heard me, cuss, or that's a reactive mind, and that's not who I am. Like, we want to be calm, we want to keep it classy, confident, still be sexy. You could be sexy, classy, but we're not going to be trashy, okay? We are showing up in a new way, and one of those ways is getting rid of that reactive mind, the reactive language, and just being the ladies that we are, okay? Classy and confident, okay? You speak like the woman you're becoming, not the woman in survival mode that created. Survival mode is, lashing out, cussing because you're frustrated, or you're letting other people or what's going on in the world affect who you are in your peace. So we're pushing that out the door. Another thing that I noticed is, and you might notice, is we lack boundaries. People that have had trauma or been in survival mode, we lack boundaries because we might just be open and kind, and we don't see harm in oversharing. Well, I want to tell you that as you elevate, as you transition and restore your true identity as a classy lady, you could be tested by folks that will see if you're willing to overshare and give information that goes beyond your boundaries, okay? We need to increase our boundaries and standards for ourselves and what we're willing to share. I mean, we can share, be more open in our sisterhood, but just to strange men that we don't really know, we may know them online, but a lot of times we're being tested by people. And as we are rising, you're going to notice even close family members testing you. Hey, don't go there. You need to come with us. And it's really what they want to do is in alignment with who you're becoming. And so you have to be able to say no. It's the crab. I'm going to say this a gazillion times. It's the crabs in the bucket. Okay. As you start to rise, you're going to be tested by people, sometimes the closest people to you, because you're making them feel uncomfortable. You're rising, you're pulling yourself out of that bucket, and they're feeling it's making them feel small. It's making them feel like you're going to leave them. Well, they can join you, but they've got to do the work, right? But don't let them pull you back. Don't shrink. Don't, and you don't have to overshare either. Okay. That's one thing that I notice. Sometimes I'm getting tested, and, you know, sometimes I fall into some old habits, and you might be doing the same. Well, today's the wake up call. Like, no, you have higher standards than that. And if you want to get more specific, I'm happy to do that with you too. So put it in the comments. All right. You speak like the woman you're becoming, not the woman in survival mode. Replace shrinking with standing tall. Borrower women apologize for existing. Oh, I'm sorry for this. Oh, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. Bank identity women walk in purpose. Okay. We're replacing oversharing personal details to keep peace. Okay. I've always been kind of an open person, really kind, a kind of the cool chick, the one that, you know, I get along great with women, I get along great with guys, you know. But there comes a time when we need to, as classy ladies, raise our standards, raise the boundaries, or put in some boundaries. Some of us don't have any, that honor our worth, okay? This is identity wealth. If you are the bank, you do not behave like an ATM. We're not just dispersing money. We're not just dispersing details, okay? We don't have to overshare. Not everyone gets access. Not everyone gets information. Not everyone gets withdrawals. So be aware of these testers, okay? They're going to test you. Replace reacting with responding. A restored woman is calm, clear, and measured. Replace chaos with order. Your environment is a financial thermostat. Clean home, clean habits, clean identity. Replace consuming with producing. Produce content, produce value, produce opportunities, and produce discipline. Replace the term, I can't afford it, with how. How do I position myself to afford it? This is identity leadership. Replace waiting for someone to choose you with I'm choosing myself. Self-selection is wealth. Replace fear with preparation. You build a savings, you build skills, you take on some personal development, you work on your health, you build some muscle, learn new things every day, you build your foundation. Okay, your wealth rises to the level of your self-respect. Become the producer, not the consumer. Consumers stay stuck in cycles. We're not doing that anymore, ladies. Okay, producers break them. What does a consumer look like? This is what their day looks like. They binge content, they scroll, they complain, they wait, react, stay emotional, stay broke. Producer, create. They teach, they lead, they solve problems, they they elevate environments, make disciplined decisions, invest in themselves, and build identity. Women who produce don't chase, they attract. This is you that God, Yahweh, our Creator, is rebuilding. You are a unique child of God with unique skills, unique gifts, and you get to offer them and share them with the world. Don't just consume everybody's content, okay? Be a creator, produce, share, value, okay? In closing, I want you to remember that you are the bank, not the borrower, okay? A restored woman doesn't wait for resources. She becomes a resource. Your identity determines your wealth. Your boundaries determine your value. Your standards determine your future. And remember, what are you feeding yourself? Are you feeding it full of junk? Or are you feeding it real whole food? Lots of protein to build muscle, okay? And we don't have to eat all the meals. I shared that recently too, okay? I think society, culture has taught us to eat all these meals, eat fast food. I mean, if you go down, fast food is everywhere. And a lot of times it's not the best, most of the time, it's not the best option for you. Home cooked meals are the best option. But you can go to restaurants here and there and get a really nice, healthy steak and a salad, vegetables. That's good. And you can have desserts, but not all the time. And you have to choose what time you're eating things like that. Okay, carbs. Choose your carbs earlier in the day. Things like that. Okay, it's going to really help. Timing of eating is huge. If you need to know more information on that, reach out to me. All right, if you are ready to rise with women who are rebuilding their faith, fitness, finances, and their freedom, join the Women of Action Academy. The link to join is in the bio or in the description. There's also the link to subscribe to the Tina Parker Show, the real Tina Parker Show. Actually, it's at Tina Parker TV. I couldn't get real Tina Parker. And if you want to learn more, I've got other links there to learn more about me. Okay, Instagram, Facebook. I'm at the real Tina Parker. And if there's anything that I can do for you, if you have any questions about this episode or about any others, connect with me. I love meeting new people, and I'm here to help you. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.